guys, hi, how's it going? How you doing today? Hopefully today finds you well. Today I am doing my update for my Project Pan series, in which I have, I think I have 11 products right now in rotation, and I'm trying to use them up. If you're not familiar with the Project Pan, I assure you this is a fun video to be a part of. We're just using all the things in our collection, and Project Pan is something that I've been doing on my channel for I think since the second year around, so like 5 years at this point. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, please keep on watching. For those of you new, hi. My name is Donna. I'm a lover of all things high and colorful beauty and self-care. I also work in the beauty industry as a field leader for Ulta Beauty. I get a lot of education in my position. I like to bring you that education here, but ultimately I'm just out here talking about makeup because I like to talk about makeup. And today we're going to do some talking about makeup. So I hope that you'll keep on watching, and let's just jump in. Let's just jump into it. All right. Today I am going through the items that are in my Project Pan. I'm really super excited about this update, and I cannot wait to talk to you guys about it. I do actually have 4 rollouts. I think that you guys maybe have seen 2 of those rollouts because the product, I can't remember when they emptied, but they were part of my makeup empties that filtered into my makeup rehab, the one that I updated for last month. So I think that you've seen a couple of them. So I'm going to start with, of course, the item that will be forever in this Project Pan, and that is the Tarte Make Believe in Yourself palette. And this is what the palette looks like. And I think that, I've seen some usage on this. I'm really happy with some of the use that I've gotten out of it. I've used the center shade as a nail polish a couple of times. So like I'm digging into this section over here. I'm using this matte often, and I think that you'll also be able to see just the smoothing of the matte. Other than that, I just don't know how much usage you're going to see, because this weighed 147 grams when we rolled it in. It weighed 145 grams last update. It's weighing 145 grams this update. So we've only seen 2 grams of use since January 1st. But I do know that there's been quite a bit, actually, of usage on this palette. So I'm hoping most of that 145 grams is the packaging in and of itself, because I feel a little bit defeated. Here's what I've learned, though. Pan That palette is not for me. You will never see me do a Pan That palette because it's just not for me. I cannot get on board with using one palette only, always. I can't even get on board with using this palette, this one palette, occasionally, always. So it's just not for me. That is what I've learned. The next product is going to be the Dior Powder No Powder. This guy has seen, also some use. I think that you can see that in the close-up, in addition to the B-roll that I have for you. This guy weighed in at 66 grams when we first rolled it in. I do have it clocking at 62 grams today. There is quite a bit of use on it since rolling it in March. I know that when we first rolled it in, there was a dip, there was a large dip, but there wasn't any pan showing, and now I have a significant amount of pan on this product. I mean, this whole section here has pan. So really super excited about the usage on this. I am quasi using it as a bronzer, quasi using it as a face powder these days. So today it is a powder on my face. What I feel like is happening is when I am using it as a powder on my face, I feel like my face is quite a bit more orange than it should be. I'm going to turn down my lights. I feel like I don't know why the light was up so bright. I do feel like it does put a little hint of orange on my face when I do use it. If I was to purchase another one of these, I would not get the same shade. I'm in 3N, which is neutral, but I feel like it's a lot warmer than it should be for a neutral shade. But I do think that you can see all of the great usage on this, and I am getting a decent amount of use on it. I got a lot of use on it right before we rolled into summer, using it as a bronzer. I think I'm getting to the point where I can start using it as a bronzer again, because I don't know about you, but Western Washington saw little to no summertime. I'm really sad and really wish for heat, but I didn't get much of a tan is where I'm going with that. So I don't think it'll take much time for me to be able to use that as a bronzer again. And I did see a large amount of the usage that I got off of that product by using it as a bronzer. And the next thing, I think I already like sneak peeked. This is the Item Beauty One Hit Dewy Setting Spray, and I did finish this. This is an empty product. It rolled in at 116 grams, and it lasted from April when we rolled it in to last month. I was able to finish it very early last month, which is why it made it into my makeup rehab series for last month. And it weighed 65 grams, and then I emptied it. So there's that. This guy here is an empty, and you have already seen it in my makeup rehab series. I don't know why it filtered into the products that landed in my makeup rehab series last month versus the products that'll land in, you know, my makeup rehab series for my August update, because that really should have been part of my August update, but I've already counted it for myself. I already showed it in a makeup rehab, so I'm not going to recount it. That's not going to be a thing, but you guys have already seen it. So that is one empty so far this month. I also have the Smashbox Halo. This is the Halo Healthy Glow All-in-One Tinted Moisturizer with SPF 25. Now, this is empty, and the reason why this is empty is because I took all that was left and I put it into this little old Becca Under Eye Brightening Cream container, because this, I don't know if maybe the hole on mine was too small or what it was, but it was super hard to like get out of here. So I just put it all into here, and this guy is empty. So you will see this escaped my collection. But with that said, this was rolled in May. This did weigh 47 grams in May when I rolled it in. It currently weighs 19 grams as an empty container, but last month it weighed 36 grams. So I knew that there was quite a bit of product still in it. When I put it into here, it now weighs 39 grams. So I will show you a picture of both of the weights for these things, and we will start measuring it within that container. Now, this container is glass and metal, so it is quite a bit heavier, of course, than this is, which is why this only weighs 19 grams with the component in and of itself. So this is a new like empty container, but won't count for an empty for me yet because this is not empty. So this is gonna hang out on the sidelines over here until I empty actually this container, at which point that will end up in my makeup rehab series. The next thing I have in here is the Benefit Professional Light Primer, and this also landed in my makeup rehab series for last month's makeup rehab. I don't know how that happened. I'm usually really strategic and good about making sure that, you know, my makeup empties go into the appropriate month, but this rolled in June at 27 grams, and it rolled out at 17 grams. That is what it is currently weighing. And I was able to finish this last month. It was on the 18th of last month, so I'm not quite sure why it ended up in my makeup rehab, but it did nonetheless. So it's not an empty that'll count for me in my August update of makeup rehab, but it is an empty that you've already been sneak peeked to. I think I thought I already showed that in a Project Pan update, and that's why that one ended up in my August makeup rehab series as an empty. It only lasted, like, it's a decent size, like, travel, size product, and I think I had only used it maybe once or twice prior to rolling it in, but it only lasted June, July, and August, so like 2.5 months. However, I do wear primer every single day, and at that point, that was the only primer that I had kind of in my Project Pan rotation, so, I mean, I guess it makes sense. The next thing I have is the Fenty Kilowatt Highlighter Duo in Fire Crystal and Lightning Dust, and I really was trying to focus mostly on Fire Crystal here, but I have been utilizing both sides and really trying to get as much use out of this product as possible. I did hit extra pan, so both sides have pan at this point. I rolled it in June at 60 grams. It currently still weighs 60 grams, but this is what the product looks like. So I think that you can see that there is quite a bit of use on this product, and I am really happy that it's showing all this usage, because I've got, an incredible amount of pan here, an incredible amount of pan here. I did use it as a fingernail polish once, which was something that took up a lot of product, and it was something that one of you suggested I do. I don't love doing that with this product, if I'm honest, because I love this highlighter. It's very bittersweet for me that I am trying to pan it. But, I mean, it's not gone anywhere. 60 grams of product when we rolled it in. Again, 60 grams of product currently. I think this is definitely a long haul product. It'll be in until the end of time. The next product I had is the Shimmer and Glow by Stila in the shade Pagale. Now, I think in the last update, I was like, I do think that this will be an empty next update, and it sure enough is. I did take the stopper out. There was like, some on the sides that I guess I could probably get out of there, but at this point, I have used all of it that I can. It is super dried up. What is left in there, but what is left in there is not much, and you'll see that in the B-roll that I have. I do think that I got real up close and personal for you on the inside. This was rolled in July at 19 grams of product, and it lasted July and August. I finished it on the 31st of August, and it is the third empty in this project so far for this month. And then the fourth and final empty that I have in this project is the Clinique Lip Pop Splash and Fruity Pop. This was rolled in also in July. It weighed in at 13 grams when we rolled it in. I think that you will see it is very, very see-through at this point in time. It lasted all of July and all of August, and I did finish it on the 26th of August. What I will say is that I have been taking this out, and whatever is left on the doe foot I've been putting on for the last several days. I love this product. I also have been using this. What I've been doing lately, so this product is in my deck of panning, and it's a red lipstick, and I don't do well with red lipsticks, but I will take a lip brush. I will use my ColourPop lip liner that I have also got in this project that you'll see in a second. I will line my lips with it and kind of color into the center. I will take this and I will pop it in for like popsicle lips, and then I will take whatever is on the doe foot of that lip gloss and put it all over the lips so that it kind of blends everything together, and it's actually really pretty. That's how I've been getting use out of that red lipstick, and that's actually how I ended up, finishing that up. In addition to the fact that it's just a really good gloss. I really like the Clinique glosses and have a good time with them. I kept it downstairs right next to me on the desk. I would put it on my lips every time I needed to, or before I went into a conference call. I would put it in my purse. It would go with me on the road. So it is a lip gloss that I used all the time. I really like Clinique lip glosses. So this is the fourth and final empty for this update, but we still have 2 more products to talk about. And those 2 products are the ColourPop Lippy Stick in Beeper. This is the lip liner that I currently have in rotation. And this is what it looks like currently. I do have a picture of where it was when we rolled it in July and where it is now at September 1, so 2 months later. We're getting about the same amount of use every single month, so I do anticipate that this probably is not going to be empty until we see it about here. So we've got quite a bit of time left over. I don't know that this will be something that I can empty before the end of the year, but I'll be happy to continue to move right along with this and see how much I can get emptied by the end of the year. Now, the Benefit Precisely, it does not take very much of your product to do your brows every single day when you're looking at doing your brows. So I am literally using the smallest amount of product every single month. I know that with as much product as still in here, it will easily take me until the end of the year. Again, this is not a product that I probably can foresee actually being emptied by the end of the year. I wish. It dawned on me editing this that I forgot to talk to you guys about my blush. This is the B-roll that I took of the blush and where it sits. And I also have the weights, which I will show now. You can see we haven't had any movement in weight. I honestly think that of all the products that I have left, I could possibly be done with this by the end of the year. More than likely be done with this by the end of the year. But everything else is very, very long term. I don't see anything else being done by the end of the year. That means I can roll in 4 more products. And I've got a 50 product goal. And I am currently sitting at somewhere like 27 products. Let me count for you really quick. Yeah, I've currently got 26 emptied products in this project pan, and I need 24 more in order to feel like I've hit my goal for project pan. You know, the truth of the matter is I've actually emptied a lot more than I thought I would have emptied at this point this year. I'm definitely going to, I believe, surpass what I emptied last year, which was 36, and the year before that was 33. So every year I'm emptying more products than I did the year before, which makes me happy. But I'm looking at like the rest of the year and what I have left, and I'm like, how am I going to hit that 50 unit goal? That's probably not going to happen. But let's talk about what I am rolling in. I do think I can have all 4 of these done by the end of the year, and that's exciting because that'll be 4 more empties in addition to those 2. So let's talk about this first one here. I'm rolling this back in. I don't think that I was going to roll this in until October, but I did have it initially in the project pan at the beginning of the year, and I rolled it in January, and in January it weighed 138 grams, and I took it out of the project pan in April because it was just too light. It was too light for my skin. But what I have been doing lately, you guys can see that since I rolled it out of the project pan, which is this purple line here, and since rolling it back in, which is the bottom of this orange line here, which you can see on this other side where the windowing is, you can see that there's been an incredible amount of use. And the reason why is because I am using it to partner with this Smashbox Halo, because currently I hate how this Smashbox Halo is sitting on my skin, and this makes it better. So I've already been partnering the 2 together, so it doesn't make any sense to not bring it back in and put it back into the project pan. With that said, it's rolling in again, like I said, right here at the bottom of this orange line. It has 116 grams in it, but this is a, you know, really hefty glass bottle, so I imagine that most of that is the weight of the component. I know that this will be done soon. I have to imagine it'll be done probably by November. I think that I'll get, all of September out of this. I am actually hesitant that I will be able to have it in use in October. I think this actually could be between these two products that I am completely done with rolling into October. So that's exciting for me because that would be 2 empties in October and 2 empties that are foundations. That's amazing. The next product I am bringing in is, I like to have a primer in my rotations. So I'm bringing in the other one of the Touch in Sol No Problem primer. This is a primer that my mother gave to me that she got in a BoxyCharm. I think that we are currently sitting about here. I don't have it marked, but I will get it marked. This guy weighed 100 grams. The last No Problem primer that we brought in had 87 grams when we rolled it in, and it took me 31 days to empty because I use primer every single day. So I think that this could be an empty at the very most by the end of October. So I am excited about that guy. The next one I am going to bring in is to replace the Item Beauty. I'm trying to filter through all my setting sprays, and it will be this one. This is the Morphe Continuous Prep and Set Mist Plus. I don't know why this one has a gold canister. I know that most of the time this is a black canister, so I think there's like something special about the supercharged with ceramides and antioxidants. I don't know. I don't buy Morphe. I got this in gratis. I've been using it for a little while. It does weigh in at 109 grams. Because it is a continuous setting mist, I don't feel like I will get many days out of this versus a lot, because a lot comes out and before you know it, you're drenched. That's what my experience has been in the past with it. And by the time you quit pressing down on it, you're already soaked. So I don't think I'll get very many days use out of that, but I do think it'll last me at least throughout this month, maybe even throughout next month. And then the last product is going to be this. This is a Pat McGrath Labs lip gloss, and this is in I Feel Something. Where did that even come from? This is one of the Pat McGrath Lust Gloss, and this is in the shade Flesh Fantasy. And it's just a really beautiful, like, peachy nude tone. I really like these glosses. It still smells really good, but it is rather old in my collection. So this did weigh in at 16 grams today as I'm rolling it in. I do know I've used it quite a bit, but I still think that there's probably this much product. And if it's anything, this is, I think, quite a bit bigger than the Clinique glosses are. But the Clinique gloss was, the mini lasted me about 2 months. So I'm assuming that this one is going to take about 3 to get through. And I just dropped it. So we're going to leave it where it lies. But those are all of the updates and the products that I'm bringing in to replace the products that I'm rolling out. Now, when I do my makeup rehab series to update you on my August empties, these already ended up in my makeup rehab series last month for my July empties. So these are going to be the only 2 that you see in the August empties makeup rehab. But I'm super excited about the products that I rolled in, and I really am super excited to see some more of these products leave my collection, and really super excited that we have 4 empties this month. Thank you guys so much for watching me today. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you did. Also, don't forget that I have a giveaway going on right now. I will link that up in the cards for you guys to go watch and be a part of. I would love to get everybody entered as much as possible. Thank you guys so much again for watching today. I hope that you and yours are well, that you are all healthy and safe and getting along as best you can, and that you are all loving each other, but loving each other from afar. And until next time, bye friends.